Police tell us that DNA has linked a man across the country to a brutal attack here in North Portland.
And investigators believe that man is responsible for kidnapping a local woman, tying her up in his van, then sexually assaulting her. We sent Amy Frazier to find out more about this disturbing case. Amy?
Yeah, tonight he's behind bars in Pennsylvania. I got a hold of some court documents which say the suspect tied up the Portland victim's wrist using a black cotton belt. I found out DNA from that belt helped lead investigators to 32-year-old Isaac Demby. Do you remember seeing this guy at all that night?
Well, maybe vaguely familiar.
I went to a North Portland bar called the TARDIS Room, where last September, investigators say a female customer met a man who later that night brutally attacked her.
She was a regular at the time.
Owner Michael Shillingford remembers the victim had been hanging out here that night with a male friend.
It's fairly laid back, very nice gal, you know.
I obtained these court documents which say the suspect offered the victim and her friend a ride home in his van. At some point, the male friend was dropped off, but police say the woman was tied up in the back of the van, sexually abused, and eventually pushed out of the van in Northeast Portland.
I was with a group of my neighbors jogging.
By phone today, I tracked down Good Samaritan James Shulevitz, who stopped to help the victim near 61st and Northeast Sandy. What stood out to you? What made you stop?
It was early in the morning. It was dark. It was cold. Here was a woman that was screaming, that was crying. She looked disheveled.
As he got her help, he noticed a black cotton belt tied around her wrist. I found out that belt was sent to the Oregon Crime Lab for DNA testing. On June 18th, police learned the lab had a match, pointing to 32-year-old Isaac Demby, who has connections to Pennsylvania. On Friday, police in Pennsylvania arrested Demby, who they say was stopped with marijuana and a 15-year-old girl in his van.
Wow.
And tonight, Demby is behind bars at the Erie County prison in Pennsylvania, and it is expected that he'll be brought back to Oregon to face charges here.
Once again, this was DNA evidence?
Yep, absolutely. They say they found that DNA evidence on the belt. They ran it through the system. They found a match for this guy. Then they found this guy. So
thanks, Amy.
Thank goodness they had that belt.
Yeah.
Thank you, Aim.